So the BHF Scholarship is a 4-year programme. The first year is a Master's in Research, and you do 3 rotational projects, and then you continue on for a 3-year PhD.
I really like the structure of the programme, so the idea that I would be able to try out 3 different lab rotation projects with different techniques and also do some background reading into different disease areas really appealed. I was keen to try out and meet potential supervisors as well before deciding which lab I would like to work in for my PhD.
So I was attracted to apply to the BHF Scholarship primarily because I wasn't totally sure what area of research I wanted to specialise in, and the 3 rotations in the first year I felt would be a really good opportunity to try out loads of different projects and loads of different types of projects such as wet and dry lab as well.
So the BHF Scholarship is quite unique because it has this sort of first year of training, which is quite nice, especially because I was coming straight from my undergrad. So there's different programmes across the country, and when I came up to see Glasgow, there was just something about it that I loved.
I was attracted to apply for the BHF Scholarship because of the 3 rotational projects that you do in the Master's year. I really liked the idea that you could get to work with 3 different lab groups doing 3 different completely different topics, and then continue with one of these for your PhD.
So I really like being able to design your own experiments, come up with hypotheses and ways to test them, and I've always really enjoyed problem solving, so it's nice being able to do that day to day.
So what I enjoy most about studying the BHF PhD is definitely the flexibility. After the MRes year, I really enjoyed 2 of my rotations. I spoke to both supervisors and they were able to speak to each other and come up with a project together, so it was definitely a good way of combining 2 of my interests.
I think I enjoy most the networking opportunities with other students. We are in an office together, and it's really nice to have other people's inputs and perspectives on the work that you're doing.
You get little wins, sort of every now and again you get your data back and you see something that maybe you don't expect to see. And I think for me, like, learning to interpret that has been most interesting because nothing's ever clear cut. So you do an experiment and then there's never an easy answer. You have to think about it and talk about it, and I think that for me has been the most interesting thing, is the fact that nothing's ever really what you think it is.
I've really enjoyed research over the last 3 years, and I would like to continue to work as a researcher. I'd like to be a postdoc once I finish my PhD.
So I'm not totally sure what career I see myself taking up after the BHF programme, but I know there's lots of support from the BHF and the university and lots of careers advice available to me further down the line.
I think ideally I'd like to maybe stay in research, stay in Glasgow for a little bit, and then the great thing about research is that it happens all over the world, and if you've got a skill then somewhere someone might need to use that, so I think seeing where I could go with research would be great.
I think I'm driven by the fact that stroke is definitely in desperate need of novel genetic biomarkers and therapeutics. Currently the treatment approaches are quite limited, and I just really want to make a difference in the lives of stroke patients.
I would say go for it, apply, feel free to reach out to any current students for advice before applying if that would be helpful, but definitely just go for it.
I think if I had advice for students looking to study the 4-year BHF PhD programme, would be to contact and ask for what the programme involves and to not be afraid just to apply. There's lots of different, don't close yourself up to opportunities. I don't come in it thinking I really want to study this. Because of the 3 different rotation programmes, you might find that there's something else that really interests you. So be very flexible and don't be afraid of trying new things.
I'd say just talk to lots of people and really think about why you want to do it, because that's the first thing that they ask you at any interview. Like, have a reason, have an interest, and read about that interest, and talk to other people, get other people to read your applications, because all feedback is helpful, and in the end you're going to have to defend what you say in your interviews anyway, so just know yourself and know what you want to do.